The Ajvarski pepper is a sweet, richly flavored, highly productive pepper that is a fantastic addition to your garden if you're looking for a very flavorful red sweet pepper. So in today's video we'll talk about the Ajvarski pepper, some of the uses, and some of the reasons why I think it is the best red pepper that you can grow if you're looking for a sweet pepper. So welcome back everyone. We're looking at a late harvest here. Later in the video I'll chop up some of the more red peppers, but we had one of the great things about these is we've had harvest all the way through almost till November, and so since it's colder and it's starting to frost a lot, these aren't getting as ripe as they would in the summertime. But these peppers just keep going and going, and that's one of the real pluses of them, is you get a lot of them. When they're established and they're happy in your garden, they're just going to push those peppers out all the way through until the frost kills them off. So even when they're a little green, they're still pretty good, but of course they're best when they're red, like any sweet pepper. So I think my favorite thing about the Ajvarski is they put a red bell pepper to shame. I mean, if you have these two things next to each other, this pepper and a red bell pepper, there's just no comparison. This is so much sweeter, so much more flavorful, so rich. I mean, there's really no downside to them whatsoever. So I'm going to chop this one up a little bit here. Traditionally, they're made into like a relish condiment, roasted and crushed into something called Ajvar, which is like essentially a pepper relish, roasted pepper relish. But they work for any application where you would want a sweet red pepper. There's no heat to them, so they're strictly a sweet pepper. You can eat them raw, you can put them in anything, any kind of cooking where you'd use a bell pepper. And these are just going to provide so much more flavor because they have a richness, a depth of, if you think of like red pepper flavor, what you're thinking in your head when you imagine that perfect red pepper, this is it right here. As I mentioned, nice thick walls. That's one of my favorite things about a pepper. I like when the walls are thick. That adds to the texture and also I think the flavor and the experience of eating them. But they're just, you can hear, nice and crunchy, really sweet. They have a nice juiciness to them when you bite into them. They lend themselves well to grilling, to roasting, to eating raw. I mean, there's really no downside to them. So if you're looking at your seed catalogs right now and you're trying to think of a delicious red pepper that's going to be sweet and give you kind of what you want out of a sweet red pepper, the Ajvarski is definitely one to grow.